Hello everyone, GEMA is back again to you with a new video, and this is Janam Supriya, and today we are going to learn about word problems. Yes, we have discussed this word problems in our previous video. If you haven't gone through that video, you can get the link from this video's description and you can just look through the video and know what we have discussed in the previous video. So in the previous video, we have seen word problems related to addition and subtraction. And in this video, we are going to discuss word problems related to multiplication and division. So we all find word problems a bit tricky. We have discussed this in the previous video. Why we find it a bit tricky? Why we find it difficult to solve word problems? Sure, we know how to add, so we know how simple addition is done, how simple subtraction is done, we know how simple division is done. But when it comes to application of those operations on real life questions, now that puts a question mark, right, in our brain. So we will try to make this question mark turn into some solution in our brain in a very easy way. Okay, so let's learn today about it. So in the previous video, we have discussed the signs related to multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. We have already discussed those signs. So just for briefing, let's discuss again what is a sign of multiplication, right? So for multiplication, we use a cross sign. Yes, when I say 2 is multiplied by 5, so 2 cross 5. So multiplication is represented with this symbol. And we have also discussed that this multiplication is also known as into. Yes, this multiplication is also known as into. That is, we pronounce it as 2. We read this thing as 2 into 5 is equal to something. That is something as 10, right? So this multiplication sign is a cross and we also read it as into. And how do you show a division sign? We have discussed this previously also. A division sign is represented by this symbol, this thing, a dot and then a dash and a dot below it again, right? Or we also represent it with a slash or a dash. How? See, how when we suppose when we say 5 is divided by 2 or 10 is divided by 2, then we write it as 10 divided by 2, or we write it as 10 divided by 2, or we can also write it as 10 divided by 2. So this 3 representation is for division, but mainly we will be using this one in our calculation. Okay, for presently we will be using only this symbol, this sign for division. So this was the summary for the signs we use for multiplication and division. Now we will be moving on to word problems on multiplication. Okay, let's see some word problems where we will be using multiplication. Okay, the first question is, an apartment has 4 bedrooms. So each bedroom has 3 bookcases. How many bookcases are in the apartment? Okay, so there is an apartment. Okay, let's consider this as an apartment in which we have 4 bedrooms. for this apartment is divided into 4 bedrooms. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of this bedroom is having 3 bookcases. Suppose the single line represent 1 bookcase. So each of the bedroom is having 3 bookcases. Okay, each of the bedroom is having 3 bookcases. Now, how many bookcases are there in the apartment? Totally, how many bookcases are there in this apartment? So, if I simply count it out, so how will we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total 12 bookcases are there. Now, this is how we visualize it and count it out, right? But what if there are many number of bookcases which we can't draw and then count? In that case, how will we be doing, right? So here what we have done, we plus 3, we have added 3 how many times? 4 times. The first apartment plus the second apartment, sorry, the first bedroom plus the second bedroom bookcases plus the third bedroom bookcases and plus the fourth bedroom bookcase, right? So we have added 3 4 times. Now, as we have discussed in the previous video, whenever multiple number of times we need to add a number, we have to add the same number multiple number of times, then we use multiplication. Now, instead of adding 3 4 times, what we are going to do? We are going to multiply 3 with 4. 3 multiplied by 4. So instead of adding 3 4 times, what we are going to do? 3 into 3. Sorry, 3 into 4. 3 books per bedroom, right? Into 4 bedrooms. These are the total number of bedrooms, right? Okay, so let's see how can we write it down. Okay, so first of all, before we start any question, we need to write the given part. Okay, here suppose I am writing it down as total number of bedrooms equal to 4. Okay, then let me write it down here. Okay, let me write it down here. After total number of bedrooms, we have number of books in each bedroom. We have 3. Okay, these are bookcases. Number of bookcases in each bedroom equal to 3. So this is the given part. Now, how will we find the number of bookcases in the whole apartment? So number of bookcases in the whole apartment is equal to number of bedrooms, okay, total number of bedrooms into number of books. This is number of bookcases in each bedroom. Okay, the total number of bedrooms in the apartment is 4 and the number of bookcases in each bedroom is 3. So then when we multiply these two things, we will be getting the number of bookcases, that is 4 into 3 equal to 12 bookcases. 4 3s are 12. So in total, we are having 12 bookcases in that apartment. Therefore, there are 12 bookcases in the apartment. So this is what we got as the final answer. Okay, if this question is clear, let's move on to the next question. Okay, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. How many minutes are there in 12 hours? Okay, so we got In 1 hour, how many minutes is there is given. How many minutes are there is given. And how many minutes are there in 12 hours is what we need to find, right? Suppose we are having 12 hours. I'm representing it with circles, okay? 12 hours. Okay, each circle is 1 hour. Okay, and this one circle is consisting of 60 minutes, right? 60. Every circle has 60. Suppose every circle is having 60. So what we need to do to find the total number of minutes, that is number of minutes in 12 hours, we need to add 60 minutes 12 number of times, right? So instead of doing that, what we will be doing, we will be just multiplying 60 with 12. Instead of adding 60 12 number of times, we are just multiplying 60 with 12. Fine. Okay, so first writing it down, what is given in the question, that's given 1 hour equal to 60 minutes, right? This is given. Now we need to find it for 12 hours. What we are finding? We are finding the number of minutes. We are finding the number of minutes in 12 hours. Okay, then for that case we have to do 60 into 12. We have done 60 into 12. Let's check what comes out when we multiply 60 with 12. 60 into 12. We have 12 zeros as 0, okay, and 12 sevens are 72, right? 60 into 12, we have 720 minutes. Yes, so in 12 hours we are having 720 minutes. Therefore there are 720 minutes in 12 hours. You can try out finding out how many minutes are there in a day. In a day means we are having 24 hours, right? So in 24 hours, how many minutes are there? So try to compute it. Now moving on to the next question, which says, Sylvia's income from a full-time job is $500 per week. How much does Sylvia earns every year? Yes, so per week, in 1 week, in a full-time job, Sylvia is earning $500. This is a dollar sign. So in 1 week, she's earning $500. So this is just 1 week. It's now we need to find for whole 1 year, right? We need to find for whole 1 year. Then we need to know how many weeks are there in 1 year. How many weeks are there? If you know, okay, there are 52 weeks in a year. So the first week $500, for the second week there will be another 500, for the third week another, for the fourth, so on till the 52nd week she'll be earning the 52nd $500. So instead of adding this $500 52 times, what we are going to do? Yes, simply we are going to multiply 500 with 52. Fine. So let's see how it goes. It's written, yes, 1 year is having 52 weeks. Let's start with the given part, which will be income in 1 week equal to 500. Okay, dollars. Fine. Now, thus in 1 year, okay, therefore in 1 year she will be earning how much? She will be earning 500 into 52. That is, let's calculate and see. 500 into 52. 2 zeros are 0, 2 zeros are 0, 2 fives are 10. There goes 5 zeros are 0, 5 zeros 0, 5 fives are 25. So adding them 0, 0, 0, 6, 2. Oh yes, it is $26,000. Okay, so she will be earning $26,000 in the whole year. Okay, by the end of the year, she will be earning this many dollars, quite much. So if this is clear, let's move on to the last question for multiplication. Okay, okay, it's written here, 24 folders, each has 56 sheets of paper inside them. Okay, so we have a total of 24 folders and each folder is having 56 sheets of paper inside them. Now we need to find the total number of sheets in the whole folders, okay, in all the folders. So how many sheets of papers are there all together? Yes, all together how many sheets of papers are there? Right, so number of folders, the given part is 24. Number of sheets in one folder is 56. So how will we be finding the total number of sheets? For finding the total number of sheets, we will be needing, we need to add, okay, we need to add 56 sheets 24 number of times. But instead of adding 56 24 number of times, what we will be doing, we will be just multiplying 56 with 24, which means we will be multiplying number of folders with the number of sheets in one folder. So that's what we have done here, number of folders into number of sheets in one folder. So after 4, total number of sheets are equal to 24 into 56. If you multiply and check out, then you will be getting 1344. Okay, hence there are 1344 sheets in total in all the folders. So that's how we proceed whenever single entity or single object's value is given, that is having a number of things in it or number of things on it. Okay, then for finding the same type of objects, suppose we are having a number, many number of the same type of object. So we can, now we need to find how many things are in them in total, in whole of the things. Then we do multiplication, that is to avoid multiple times of addition for the same number. So let's move on with word problems on division. Okay, as we in multiplication, what we do, multiple number of things used to be there and we just try to find its total, right? We try to combine them and find total with multiplication. Division is its opposite, right? Multiplication is this, but division is the opposite. From the whole part, we try to find the sub parts. In how many parts is this total will be able to divide? For example, a small example, suppose I am having 10 chocolates, okay, and I need to divide it between 2 children, okay, between 2 children. So how can we divide it? Since they're chocolates, our count won't be mistaken, right? The first person will get 5 and the other children will also get, the other child will get 5 chocolates. So this is a division. We are dividing this 10 number of chocolates between 2. So what we are doing here, 10 is getting divided between 2 children. So this is what this is the application of division. When you want to divide a whole part into subparts, then we use division. Let's go and look some questions related to it. So the first question is, 6 children share 12 chocolates. How many does each children get? Okay, now we counted for 10. Now this 12 chocolate has to be divided into 6 parts, right? Like they have to divide the 12 chocolates have to be divided between 6 children's. Like how many chocolates will each child be getting? We need to find that out, right? So given part is number of children is equal to 6 children, right? And number of chocolates are equal to 12 chocolates. Now we need to divide this 12 in how many parts? Into 6 parts. So how simply we can write it? 12 is getting divided between 6 children's, right? So chocolates each child will get is equal to 12 chocolates divided by 6 chocolates. This is what it's written in words, and in numeric way we can write it in this form. Okay, this is the same. So when we divide 12 by 6, we'll be getting 2, right? So this is the answer, 2 chocolates. So each of the children will be getting 2 chocolates each. 2, 2, 2. Okay, so this is how division worked in this question. Let's see one more question, that is, how many hours are there in 1200 minutes? Yes, in the previous question we find for how many minutes are there in 1 hour, right? Now we'll be finding how many hours are there in 1200 minutes, right? How many hours are there? So data, if we could say, we know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, right? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So divide the number of minutes by the number of minutes in 1 hour, we get, so to find the number of hours in 1200 minutes, so we need to divide so yeah, here, so we need to divide 1200 into a part of 60 minutes, right? Each hour has 60 minutes, 60, 60, but we don't know how many 60s it will get divided into. We don't know, right? Last time we know how many in how many parts it has to get divided, but we don't know the amount in which it will get divided. But in this question we know in which amount it will get divided, but we don't know in how many times, in how many parts it's getting divided. So that slight difference also, for finding out in how many parts it will get divided, for that too we'll be using division. So this 1200 has to be divided in an amount of 60, right? 1200 minutes has to be divided into some parts, each containing 60 minutes, but we don't know in how many parts will it be divided, right? In how many hours. So in how many parts means, so this one part is 1 hour, the second part is the second hour, this third part is a third hour. So we don't know how many hours it's going. So to find out that, we need to divide. So let me write in divide form. 1200 divided by 60. So when we divide 1200 divided by 60, what we will be getting? 62 is a 120, 0, 60 zeros are 0 and done. Okay, the answer is 20. 1200 can be divided in 20 parts, each having 60 minutes, right? So in 20 parts, so in 20 parts means in a whole, we'll be having 20 hours. So there are 20 hours in 1200 minutes. Yes, fine. Now see, you can see a slight difference in this question as compared to the previous question. Okay, we have one more question. That is, a bus hold 108 passengers. Okay, if there are 12 rows of seats on the bus, how many seats are there in each row? Okay, so here in a whole, we are having 108 passengers who have to get seated in 12 different rows, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. I don't think I'll be able to draw 12, but let's try. Okay, this is 12, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Yes, so this 108 passengers have to be divided into this 12 rows, but we don't know how many people will be able to sit in this one row. We know the number of parts it's getting divided into, right? But here we don't know what amount is given to each part, what amount of seats, what amount of passengers are there in each row. Since this is the number of rows, we don't know what the amount of the number of passengers in each row. So here we need to find the number of passengers in each row. We know in how many parts it's getting divided, right? But we don't know the amount or the number. So here also 108 will be divided with, we get divided by 12. Yes, so let's see the proper calculation. Total number of passengers, yes, equal to 108. There are 12 rows of seats on the bus, yes, right? So this 108 passengers are to be seated in 12 rows. So to find how many seats are there in each row, divide the total number of passengers by the number of rows of seats on the bus. That's what we have done, right? We get divide 108 by 12. We have divided 108 by 12, right? So we got 108 divided by 12 is 9. 12, when we divide it, when we divide it, 108 divided by 12, 12 9s are 108. It's what we get. So we have 9 passengers in each row. Okay, there will be 9 seats. 9 passenger means obviously there will be 9 seats in each row, right? Number of passengers in each row is equal to number of seats. There might be some empty seats, but obviously there must be 9 seats for compulsory. Yes, so this is how we solve this question. Moving on to the last question of this video. Okay. If 975 kg of wheat is packed in 5 bags. Okay, it's getting packed in 5 bags only. How much wheat will each bag contain? Now this is an easy question. Now 9,975 have to be kg of wheat has to be divided into 5 different parts of bag, right? So we know the number of parts, we just don't know the amount. So here also the same case, 9,975 will get divided by 5. It's what is written here. Given part first, number of bags equal to 5, total number of wheat, total amount of wheat is equal to 9,975 kg. The amount of wheat in each bag is equal to total wheat divided by number of bags. That is 9,975 divided by 5. Now, if we check its division, let's check 9,975 divided by 5. 5 ones are 5. Remainder 4. Remainder is 4. Then 9 comes here. 9s are 45. Then 4 again. 47. 9s are 45. Remainder will be 2. Okay, then you'll get 5. 25, 5. Okay. So we'll be getting 1,995 kg. So this is the amount of wheat in each bag. So therefore, one bag of wheat contains 1,995 kg. So this is how we use division in a question. Okay. So that is it for today's video. We have learned what problems related to multiplication, division in this video, and in previous video we have learned word problems related to addition and subtraction. So this completes our word problems, and I hope this makes for you easy to proceed for solving word problems from now on. So that is it for today's video, and we'll be back with new interesting topics and fun learnings in the next video. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care.